The world of artificial intelligence feels unstoppable. Every week, new breakthroughs dominate headlines and discussions, but behind the curtain, darker truths quietly unfold. Truths that raise questions about trust and reality. OpenAI recently revealed one disturbing issue with AI. They call it hallucinations, and it's no joke. This happens when AI confidently invents false information. It doesn't whisper doubt, it speaks with certainty. Imagine asking a trusted friend for guidance. Instead of honesty, they create facts instantly. That's what hallucinations in AI truly resemble. It feels real, but it's dangerously misleading. The shocking part? AI is rewarded for guessing. Think about taking an exam in school. If you skip a question, you lose. But if you guess, sometimes you win. AI is trained with the same principle. This training method makes AI professional test takers, not cautious thinkers, but bold guess machines. The outcome? Confident lies dressed as smart answers. And the public barely knows the hidden truth. OpenAI compared two models to reveal this. One older model performed with higher accuracy. But that number masked its massive error rate. It simply refused to ever say unknown. The newer model admitted ignorance far more. Which model would you really trust then? The flashy one, throwing answers recklessly? Or the humble one choosing careful silence? That's the real dilemma hidden behind numbers. The problem isn't only with AI companies. Leaderboards and benchmarks reward accuracy over responsibility. Developers chase rankings, not truth or reliability. It's a system that incentivizes confident lies. And this reward structure shapes AI's behavior. But here's the twist most people overlook. AI hallucinations aren't rare, quirky mistakes. They're baked into the DNA of training. Because AI learns language, not grounded truth. It mimics style, tone, and human patterns. Grammar and spelling, AI nails them easily, but facts are unpredictable, scattered, and fragile. Unless AI saw it during training data, it must guess, and guessing leads to hallucinations. Now, think about what this means online. An AI writes something confidently, people believe. It spreads fast, replicated across social platforms. Suddenly, a hallucination feels like common truth, and reality itself starts to lose weight. Even OpenAI's own leadership admits the danger. Sam Altman, the CEO, spoke out publicly. He confessed that social media feels fake. So many posts now seem generated by bots. Even he can't always tell what's real. Pause for a second and let that sink. The man behind world-leading AI feels uncertain. If he doubts the authenticity of online life, what chance do ordinary users really have? And this is only scratching the surface, because hallucinations aren't simply about wrong answers. They reveal cracks in our digital foundation. Cracks that blur the line between truth, trust, and the very nature of human conversation. Stay tuned, because the deeper truth shocks harder. In the next part, we'll uncover evidence. Evidence showing why hallucinations aren't disappearing soon, and why you must question everything AI says. The deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. Hallucinations aren't simply errors, they're structural consequences. They exist because of how AI learns, and that method has never been about truth. AI models are trained by predicting words. They see enormous text libraries line after line. Their task is always the same: predict next. Not verify truth, not fact-check, only predict. This works beautifully for predictable human patterns. Spelling errors vanish. Grammar improves. Fluency skyrockets. But facts? Facts don't always follow patterns. Truth can't always be guessed like a puzzle. Take birthdays, for example. Birthdays are completely random. You can't calculate them from existing patterns. If AI never saw the exact date, it guesses confidently, though the guess is meaningless. That's the core engine of hallucinations today. Smaller models sometimes know their own limits. When asked, they simply admit, "I don't know." But larger models, with partial fragmented knowledge, overestimate confidence and generate convincing false responses. The smarter they seem, the more they guess. And this becomes even more dangerous online, because false answers don't stay confined in one place. They ripple outward, copied, shared, reposted endlessly. A lie, told confidently, spreads like wildfire, and millions consume it before truth catches up. Independent watchdogs already measured the real situation. NewsGuard tested the newest AI language models. The results shocked even the cautious observers. Falsehoods still appeared nearly 40% of time. That's almost half of AI's confident responses. So while OpenAI celebrates fewer hallucinations overall, the gap between their claims and reality widens. Yes, progress exists, but danger still dominates. AI doesn't just hallucinate occasionally, it hallucinates persistently. This raises an unsettling question for everyone watching. If the very best models still fail, what about the millions of weaker alternatives? Cheap chatbots, cloned assistants, and shady imitators? They spread unchecked with no safeguards at all. And people rarely double-check what AI says, because the delivery feels smooth and persuasive. That polished tone tricks even the cautious minds. It's not just wrong, it's dangerously convincing. The cultural consequences are already visible everywhere. Conversations online feel strangely artificial these days. Human voices start sounding like machines imitating humans. And AI itself copies human quirks and slang. It's a feedback loop, blurring authenticity and identity. Sam Altman himself admitted this disturbing shift. He confessed that posts on social media feel less human, more robotic, more empty. If the creator of ChatGPT feels this way, what does that mean for the rest? It means reality is quietly under reconstruction. Each hallucination isn't just a digital error. It's a brick in a new, false reality. And brick by brick, truth gets buried deeper. But we've only touched half the iceberg, because hallucinations aren't the only hidden danger. The way companies report progress is misleading, and the incentives shaping development remain deeply broken. In the next part, we'll uncover how accuracy scores mislead, how metrics deceive, and why the AI race rewards speed over truth. The revelations might change how you see everything. Numbers don't always tell the full story. In fact, AI benchmarks can be deceptive. They shine brightly, but shadows hide beneath. Because accuracy scores don't measure real-world trust. OpenAI itself demonstrated this uncomfortable reality. An older model seemed more accurate overall, but its actual errors were shockingly higher. It rarely admitted ignorance. It just kept guessing. Think about what that means for users. We're drawn to models with higher scores. We celebrate them as smarter, more reliable, advanced. But those same models may spread confident lies. Accuracy hides recklessness behind polished percentage points. The real issue lies in evaluation methods. Leaderboards reward right answers, but ignore wrong consequences. If a model guesses wildly, yet succeeds, it still climbs the rankings and earns applause. Caution gets punished, while blind guessing gets rewarded. This system creates a dangerous incentive structure. Developers optimize for winning, not responsible truth. Companies chase headlines, not long-term public safety. The scoreboard becomes the battlefield, not human trust. And AI's very purpose gets twisted for competition. Imagine a student in school rewarded for guessing. Every wrong answer gets overlooked or minimized. That student learns confidence, not careful reasoning. Now picture AI trained under the same principle. It becomes loud, not wise, confident, not truthful. OpenAI proposed one potential solution to this. They suggested penalizing wrong answers more heavily. Silence, they argue, should sometimes earn partial credit. That shift could encourage honesty over reckless noise. But implementing change means rewriting the scoreboard itself. And here lies the heart of the problem. Changing benchmarks threatens the illusion of progress. Companies don't want their shiny models downgraded. They want investors to see rising scores. They want headlines about breakthroughs, not setbacks. That's why hallucinations remain stubbornly persistent today. It's not just technical, it's deeply political. The system itself rewards illusions over authenticity. The scoreboard celebrates speed, not careful responsibility. And the public keeps trusting the wrong signals. Meanwhile, the cost of these illusions grows. Think about misinformation spreading faster than corrections. Think about students using AI for assignments. Think about businesses making decisions from false answers. Each hallucination can trigger consequences far beyond screens, and the cultural erosion continues silently beneath. Conversations online feel increasingly mechanical, scripted, repetitive. Humans borrow AI language, while AI borrows ours. Slowly, identity becomes blended with machine speech. The question, "Who said this?" loses meaning. This isn't science fiction. It's today's reality unfolding. Even OpenAI's leadership feels trapped in confusion. Sam Altman described social media as an authenticity crisis. He no longer knows what's real or fake. And if he's lost, where does that leave us? We're heading toward a world of blurred lines, a place where lies feel polished as truth, where trust crumbles and doubt becomes permanent background noise. Because narrative is more valuable than transparency today, a strong narrative attracts investors, headlines, and hype. It convinces the public that progress is unstoppable, and that trust in AI is inevitable, even when doubt and evidence suggest otherwise. This isn't about fixing hallucinations immediately. It's about buying time, capturing attention, controlling markets. Every company in the AI race knows this. The faster they dominate, the harder to challenge. And control of narrative becomes control of trust. Sam Altman himself hinted at this direction. He admitted platforms today feel bot-saturated, fake, hollow, and whispers suggest OpenAI eyes its own network, an authentic space rivaling Facebook, Instagram, or X. Imagine controlling both AI and the platform itself. That creates a loop of influence and dependency. The same company shaping the model shapes conversation. Users flock seeking truth, but truth stays managed. Hallucinations don't vanish. They're simply reframed as features. Control replaces clarity, and illusion becomes stability. Critics already warn about this growing pattern. Even AI-only platforms quickly fall into echo chambers. Algorithms amplify biases, reinforce narratives, silence complexity. What begins as authenticity ends as manipulation. The cycle repeats, stronger and harder to escape. And while this unfolds, another truth gets buried. The internet itself is dominated by machines. More than half of all traffic comes from bots. Millions of automated accounts flood every single platform. The digital world looks human, but it isn't. That's why hallucinations matter beyond research papers. They mirror the larger collapse of online trust. They reveal how easily confidence replaces authenticity, and how rapidly falsehood becomes indistinguishable from truth. It's not just AI. It's the entire ecosystem. So where does this leave ordinary people now? Trapped between convenience and credibility, speed and safety. AI makes life easier, but trust weaker. Information is abundant, but authenticity feels scarce. And society must decide what matters more. Do we reward speed, hype, and constant output? Or do we demand systems grounded in truth? Do we chase illusions of intelligence and progress, or rebuild benchmarks that value caution and honesty? The choice will shape the digital future forever. Because here's the harsh truth about AI today. It doesn't just mirror humanity, it reshapes humanity. It changes how we talk, think, and believe. And hallucinations are reminders of fragile foundations. Without change, reality itself becomes a moving target. So the next time AI speaks confidently, pause. Ask yourself if the words feel too polished. Ask whether truth is present or only performance. Because trust is disappearing faster than we realize, and only awareness can stop the slide further. The line between human and machine is fading. The battle for authenticity has already begun. And the outcome depends not on companies, but on whether people still demand real truth.